Hello, you beautiful awakening souls. I'm happy to be here to do a divine masculine reading for you today. Let's find out what's going on with our divine masculine. Hopefully it's better than it was last week. Seems like divine masculine's been going through some stuff and it's been not so great for divine masculine lately. I don't know if any of you have had any experiences recently that can kind of confirm what's been going on with the divine masculine collective. I mean, of course, each and every one of your journeys are unique, so the interpretation of these cards is going to vary depending on the situation that you are applying them to. And we also have perspective that we always have to keep in mind. What are we projecting onto the cards and the reading itself? But I can see clearly there's been an established pattern of distress in our divine masculine's life that shows me that they're not really feeling too good about their situation, what's been going on. Almost always surrounded around some kind of a karmic dispute, some drama that's been going on with their karmic. I don't know, divine masculine seems like he's been, or she, because remember, this is not about gender, okay? It's about energy. So divine masculine seems to be going through some difficult stuff with their karmic. Let's talk a little bit about why, when it comes to twin flames, that it's not about gender. Because, I mean, obviously, gender is a representation of masculine and feminine energy, right? It is. You know, men are a representation in the physical of divine masculine energy. And women are a representation of, in the physical, divine feminine energy. But when it comes to twin flames, why is it that a divine masculine can be male or female and a divine feminine can be male or female? Well, it's because masculine and feminine energy are part of the blueprint of this world. It is part of the duality structure of this world. And so masculine and feminine energy, or positive and negative energy, is in everything. So when it comes to your twin flame, you are going to have one of these energies that is more dominant in your experience with your twin flame than the other. Now, you as an individual, and me and everyone else on this planet, has divine masculine and divine feminine energy within you. I know that this can seem kind of confusing when we don't really understand how energy works, positive and negative flow of energy. But that is something that we go into a lot of detail on in our group calls, and we explain all of this because it's really important to understand the energy when it comes to your twin flame relationship and in life in general, because it's your manifestation power. So you must understand the flow of energy and how it works. You must. And it is definitely something that is, kind of difficult to understand and master. It takes some time to really look into it and understand it. Hold on, I think my cards are a little crooked. Kind of bugs me when they are, so I'm going to fix them for you guys because I want it to be aesthetically pleasing. And it's hard to get them balanced. Balance, right? Balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine. So, your divine masculine is most definitely the masculine or the positive polarity in the dynamic with you. All right, that is push energy, and you are the divine feminine, which is receptive energy. When you are in your divine masculine energy and you are exhibiting that in your relationship with your divine masculine, which is also push energy, you're going to have a repelling that takes place. Why is that? Because your divine masculine is already fixed push energy. When you are in that, it's like a north and a north or a south and a south magnet. Instead of coming together, they repel each other. Have you ever tried to put two magnets of the same polarity together? They just repel each other. So you have to embrace this journey is about becoming the receptive divine feminine that you are meant to be in this dynamic. And you, just like the rest of us, may have learned to, express yourself in certain ways that are not in balance. This journey is all about bringing balance and understanding energies and stepping into the creative divine being that you are. Excuse me, I just bumped the camera. So anyway, we can go into more detail on that at another time. But for right now, let's get you guys a numerology number, and then we'll get you the card that is at the bottom of the deck. We've got a 4 and a 2, so 6, 42, or 24. Those are your numbers for today. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Page of Coins in reverse. So with Page of Coins in reverse, we have, kind of a rebel rouser here. Someone who likes to be an antagonist, kind of, rock the boat a little bit. Now, this energy could come out as your divine masculine's energy. It could come out as an energy of someone that they're dealing with. But somehow this energy is kind of mixing into your divine masculine's overall experience in this reading today. So a little bit of a rebel rouser, kind of a button pusher, an antagonist. Okay, so in recent past, your divine masculine has had a period of time that they needed to go through in order to learn to, I guess, not always be in control. They needed to compromise, and they do need to make a decision about something, but it's not something that only affects or pertains to them, which means that they've had to step outside of maybe certain kinds of selfish behaviors and take others into consideration. And this has been a lesson for your divine masculine that they've needed to go through in order to mature and to grow and ascend on their journey from their side of things. In their karmic situation, the two cards right here are both somewhat, I guess, negative or lower vibration in their energy. Divine masculine's been dealing with somebody who is immature, and they are not really respecting boundaries in the relationship. Looks like as a result, the energy between your divine masculine and this person is really just kind of fizzling out. The attraction's gone. It's just becoming sort of a day-to-day routine that both of them are following. They're really probably sort of avoiding each other. This is most likely a very romantic relationship. At least it started out that way. So they were in a partnership. But it's also something that could, if they're not in a relationship, it could be like a best friend or maybe a business partner. It could be someone in their family. Regardless of whether it's coming from an intended romantic relationship or another close person in their life, it's actually having a pretty intense effect on your divine masculine's mood and just overall experience in life. There's a lot of ruminating thoughts here that are emanating from divine masculine because they're being forced to kind of look at some things and figure some things out as to what it is that they actually want. Now, in recent past toward you, we have the Tower and we have 5 of Cups. So with the Tower, there was definitely some unwanted change some things where there was, I guess, an upheaval in the relationship between the two of you. It didn't go as planned. And your divine masculine was pretty embarrassed by certain things that transpired. Maybe they were embarrassed about the way that they acted toward you. Maybe they were embarrassed about some things that took place. Maybe they're embarrassed by their own life, and they're just their inability to be able to commit to something right now because of the situation that they've had going on. Regardless, there's something there that is just surfacing as an insecurity for your divine masculine, and they're not feeling like they like the fact that it's been noticed or discovered, especially by you. There is a feeling of loss and regret, a feeling of abandonment. Maybe they feel like they've abandoned you, or maybe they feel abandoned by you. It could even be that they're feeling, I'm actually getting a little bit more of a feeling that it's that they feel a little bit abandoned by this relationship over here. And now they're feeling a little bit embarrassed about the fact that it's affecting in such a negative way this relationship with you. They feel like the timing wasn't right. Like they don't like the way that things happened. They don't like the timing of when they met you because of the close connection and bond that they feel that they had with you almost instantly. They feel like the timing of it was all wrong. But we know, divine feminine, that it wasn't, right? Everything happens for a reason in twin flame relationships the way that it does, even if we don't understand it at the time. And your divine masculine is definitely not going to understand it because they're still not quite in that enlightened place where they're starting to wake up. They're still kind of going through a lot of the 3D stuff, which is very typical for divine masculine. If you guys haven't already and you like our videos, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out a lot, and we appreciate it. If you're interested in one-on-ones, if you want tarot readings, if you are interested in getting in and talking to us in our group calls, we have really good stuff going on in there several times a week. You'll get to talk to us, ask questions, talk to other students, and we teach a lot during those group calls. So you'll get a lot of information that eventually will end up in our course, but for right now we are teaching it live in the group calls, and it is a great price. So check us out, okay? The information is in the description box below, or you can go to the-conduits.com and find us there. So currently in your situation with your divine masculine, we have the Empress. So with the Empress, there is an energy right now of your divine masculine is starting to see that there is more to life than just the day-to-day stuff. They're starting to get a clearer picture of what it is that they actually want to manifest in a partnership, in a relationship, as a parent, who they want to be, and really what kind of person that they actually want to parent with. If they've already got children, they're recognizing and realizing that the person that they've chosen to have children with isn't really in alignment with them as far as, life goals, trajectory, and parenting style. If they don't have kids yet, they're getting a lot of clarity on what type of partner it is that they're looking for in order to be able to do that. I wish that I could say that we always get these, that kind of clarity before we have children, but we don't. Sometimes life happens and we end up in a situation where, we grow apart from the person that we were with, and a divorce or something takes place. And so your divine masculine is having some kind of a transition in their way of thinking, from here to here. So that could manifest, seriously, each one of our journeys is so unique. That can manifest in so many different ways. But whatever it is, whatever the storyline is in your relationship with your divine masculine and what is happening in both of your timelines, they are going through a significant mental shift in how they're viewing things. In their karmic situation, they're feeling like this person that they're with just gives up way too soon and doesn't have the stamina to be able to keep up with them, you know? There's a bit of arrogance there, though, right? Like, your divine masculine is placing the blame on them as if it's like their fault, right? But really what it is it's not that they don't have the stamina to keep up with them. It's that they actually want two different things. And there's nothing wrong with what the karmic wants and desires and is needing to move toward. It's just that there is a fork in the road for these two, and it's not one person's fault or the other person's fault. It's that the time is done, right? It's just that there's a dissolving of the relationship that is playing out in a 3D story, just like it does for all of us. They came into each other's life for a reason, and now they're leaving, and the timing of that is always divine timing. There's a reason that this relationship is moving, that they're at the fork in the road, and it's time for them to move apart. Their destinies are not meant to continue with each other, at least in this way, any longer. Could there be a friendship or something down the road? Possibly. If it's a business partner, could there be a reconnection, to network and help each other, later on down the road? Yes, possibly. However, right now, how things are going and how they've been planned, I guess, it's not in the design of the destiny of these two to stay together. There's something else that's awaiting them and that they're being moved toward. And so resisting that just creates problems, or believing that it's, holding on to it longer than we're supposed to, or blaming the other person is just kind of a waste of time. It kind of shows a bit of an immature, like, spiritual way of thinking. Like they just haven't developed spiritually enough to recognize that things happen for a reason, and that life is happening for us, not to us. They're not at that place right now. So there's probably some contention between them where they're blaming each other and they're angry at each other and they're disappointed. And there's just some like fear there. There's a lot of fear is what I sense. Toward you, they're actually feeling a little bummed out and there's some depression. But the reason that there is like a bummed out and kind of depressed feeling along with the Eight of Swords is due to the fact that they actually can see that they are being liberated from this situation. They can see that freedom is on the horizon. But they're embarrassed about whatever has transpired and whatever it is that you witnessed them go through. And so there's kind of a feeling of doubt and insecurity, like, okay, well, now I'm starting to get some freedom and I can see it around the corner. And there's this part of them that feels hopeful and wants to reconnect with you. But at the same time, they're embarrassed and kind of feeling like they're not really feeling worthy, I guess, is the energy that I'm picking up from this. Maybe they feel like they wronged you somehow, or that things just got too messed up, that there's timing issues still. Maybe they're worried that you've moved on. I don't know if there's been some kind of a separation between the two of you, or you guys haven't been talking very much for a while or at all for a significant period of time. They don't really feel like they know what's going on with you. And they haven't been able to stop thinking about you for a long time. And so even though there's a part of them that feels like hopeful that, they're going to have the space that they need to potentially pursue things with someone else, they're also very fearful that they may have missed the opportunity, that opportunity will not be around later on. So they may act a little bit strange around you. Or you may see them showing up and kind of like stalking your social media or driving by known places that they know that you've hung out. You may run into them at the store and you'll think it's a coincidence, but in actuality, they know that you shop there. So they're kind of trying to bump into you. They're trying to reconnect with you somehow. and they're trying to be nonchalant about it. They're like, like, oh, hey, fancy meeting you here. Or, because they don't have the courage to directly reach out to you. You may even get some like hangups or something, or you may get, like a timid text message, where they're just trying to, like casually, hey, do you remember that thing I left at your house that one time? Do you think I could get it from you? Like, they're going to act like it's not that they want to connect with you, but they really do want to connect with you. So there's going to be a little bit of strange behavior from your divine masculine, if you haven't already noticed it. Now, in the future, we have Hermit in reverse. So with the Hermit in reverse, there is going to be a period of feeling lonely and isolation. There's a fear that your divine masculine has of repeating the past. And this is actually a good thing. They don't want to repeat the past. They don't want to make the dumb mistakes that they've made in the past. They don't want to make it so that they can't, like, I think what it is they're afraid that if they mess things up with you again, that they won't get another opportunity. And so if they do reach out during this period of time where they just casually bump into you, if you see that they're like lingering and lurking around somehow, but not really 100% connecting, maybe they're even trying to talk to like someone that you know and hopes that you'll hear something or, like be intrigued somehow, like, oh, so-and-so's doing such and such. If they're doing any of that, and then they get to this place right here where they have started to connect with you again, a big giant fear is going to come in. And the reason this is important for you, Divine Feminine, is to not be discouraged by that or fearful. This is actually a good thing. This means that your Divine Masculine doesn't want to mess things up. They don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to hurt anyone, and they don't want to, like repeat old behaviors. This means that they're being very conscious and aware and mindful of, first of all, what they've done in the past, that it's important to learn lessons from it. And they're being very aware of your feelings in all of this. They don't want to hurt you. Okay, they really don't. In the karmic situation, let's see how things are going to kind of end up here. We have 7 of Cups and 4 of Coins in reverse. So with the 7 of Cups, they're going to try to get away from this person as far away as they can. They probably at this point are no longer going to be in an actual relationship with someone. If it's business or family, then they'll have kind of removed themselves from that situation. So they're not 100% in it anymore. But the problem is they're going to have an emotional entanglement still. Some of the things that they need to disconnect themselves from and, grow from, move beyond. There's going to be an awareness that if they don't do this, which is coming from this right here, that they're going to carry these same patterns and issues into a new relationship with someone else, and they don't want to do that. So, this is basically them being aware of what they need to be aware of, and then kind of moving and turning away from what doesn't serve them well. It's a healing process for your Divine Masculine. When we have the 4 of Cups in reverse coupled with this, there's a vulnerability in their mindset, and there's also some lack mentality that they're still trying to recover from. They need to create a new narrative for themselves, a new self-image. They need to believe in themselves, really, is what it comes down to. I guess that their self-esteem has been kind of knocked by all of this stuff that's transpired. And so they need to, kind of step up and believe in themselves again. It's going to take a little bit of time. Now, toward you, these are excellent cards, Divine Feminine. We have the Moon in reverse and then the Wheel of Fortune here. So when the Moon is in reverse like this is actually a really good card, because that means that clarity and having like that healed process. There's like communication between spirit and your inner being, where there's like a deep connection to the true self. And when you have this along with the Wheel of Fortune, I mean, this is like a turning point, a giant turning point where everything just seems to be aligning as it's meant to. And this is the way that you can expect that things are going to develop. Like this whole thing is taking you and your divine masculine to this place right here, which is clarity, inner union. Inner union always shows up as outer union, okay? And again, don't let yourself get into too many preconceived ideas of what that is supposed to look like, because that will, create imbalance within you, within your energies. Instead, be open. The inner union is all about trusting God and trusting source. All right, tuning into that inner part of you, that unseen part of you that is so much bigger than the little me physical part of ourselves. Okay, there's nothing wrong. When we say little me, it doesn't mean like less important. It's just what you see and experience in 3D reality is small compared to what's really going on behind the scenes. And so when you really tap into that, that's when you are tuned in and tapped into the greatness of the all. Okay, the Akasha, the field, God's source, the creator and creation become like one in the same. It's a melding. And so this is where your relationship with your divine masculine is ultimately taking you. That's the point of the twin flame journey. And you're going to understand what that is when you get there, and so will they, okay? But it is a process. It's something that takes place over time. Clarity and truth are coming for both you and your divine masculine. It's already there. It's a rediscovery and uncovering of what already is. So this was a beautiful reading for you guys today. I really liked this one for you. Let me get you guys a quick oracle card here. And again, if you guys are interested in one-on-ones, group calls are fantastic. We have several different packages for group calls, ranging all the way from, anywhere from $20 to $40 a month, depending on how many calls you want and what kinds of calls you want to get into. But we talk about a lot of stuff, open discussion, and you guys can ask as many questions as you want. And we do actual lessons based in things that I know from experience are part of your journey and will be helpful to you. We give a lot of resources as well. So check us out if you want to. One-on-ones are awesome as well. And I do personal tarot readings. So if you guys are interested in a personal tarot reading, just for yourself or for you and your divine masculine or anyone else, please check us out in the description box below. All right. Routine is your card today. Let's see what this says. Every morning I watch the crows return to my neighborhood, and every evening I see them as they depart. It's like clockwork. The crows have a routine that they have stuck with for as long as I can remember. Routine speaks to things we do out of habit because it's part of who we are. What is expected of us? In many ways, it is routine that creates stability. However, it can also lead to stagnation or getting into a rut. Ask yourself, are you in a routine that makes a foundation for success, or are you merely going through the motions because you don't know what else to do? This is a great card depicting what it is that Divine Masculine has been going through. You may experience some of this as well, Divine Feminine, in your, you guys are mirrors in a way, right? So what's going on with you is also going on with them. And there is a mirroring that's taking place even in this card right here. You're going this way, they're going this way, but really it's kind of very similar, right? And routine can be beneficial. It can give us the stability that we need, but if we're in a routine that's not based in like in a healthy pattern, or in a you know, with healthy things, then being stuck in that routine isn't good for us. And so we really have to look at those things. Are we doing things on a daily basis that are moving us toward our target? Or are we doing things subconsciously that are moving us away from that? And so this takes, this is such great advice, because this is so much of what the journey is about for both you and your divine masculine, which is really knowing thyself, tuning into what you want, setting up that bullseye, and then creating a pattern and a routine, a healthy lifestyle that's going to move you in the direction of that. And it shouldn't be to get the other person. It should be something that is directed toward your health, your safety, your happiness, your well-being, your goals as an individual. And that's when the universe is able to bring us our divine partner, the one who has the same goal, so that we can move in that direction together. It's the way that we're designed. We're not meant to, you know, go at things completely alone. Sometimes, you know, the universe always sends us what we need. It can be through friendships, through partnerships, through, you know, job opportunities. But when we align with what we want and we know what that is and we set a trajectory for it, the universe is going to give us all the tools that we need, including our divine partner, to be able to move in the direction of being able to manifest that and make it happen. So, divine feminine, look at yourself and what it is that you're putting all your attention and energy into. And is it a really good routine for you? Or are there places and room for refinement? And then, of course, your divine masculine will be doing that too, consciously or subconsciously. The universe is always moving us in the direction of what we want by giving us what we need. So I love you guys. Thanks for being here for this reading again today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.